Welcome back to my channel, the best place for new signers, intermediate signers, and struggling signers. In today's video, I'm going to go over the 3 most common fingerspelling mistakes I see ASL students make when they are fingerspelling. Now, I know you're about to click away because you're like, Rochelle, I don't make these mistakes when I'm fingerspelling. I know the alphabet, I can fingerspell, I've got this. Please humor me and watch it anyway. I'm only here to help you out. These mistakes can cost your accuracy, can cause an injury, and can cost you in your speed. So if you're struggling with any of those things, definitely pay attention. But even if you're not, please watch it just in case. You can put it on super fast speed. Just go to the gear, go speed, make Rochelle talk at the speed of light. And this will go that much faster. The first mistake is squeezing your fingers. What does this look like? Let me show you. Do you see how my hands were squeezing the letters as I was doing each one? Now, how do you know if you are squeezing your hand when you're fingerspelling? Number 1, your fingers or your hands may hurt when you're fingerspelling. Number 2, your hands get tired easily and quickly when you're fingerspelling. Number 3, it is hard to move between letters. Number 4, you are a slow fingerspeller or you stumble over the letters often. Now, if you're squeezing your fingers, as you saw, when I was doing the letters, well, number 1, the M and the N were done incorrectly. It's supposed to be up here. But a lot of times when people are squeezing their fingers, they're doing it down here and they're really clenching those hands. So it can affect your accuracy for sure. And do you see, like, I had to open up my hand to move into the next letter. I wouldn't have been able to transition smoothly and quickly from each letter to the next. So it made me very slow and very sluggish in my fingerspelling. And quite frankly, I just fingerspelled it once or twice and my hand was tired and hurting. And I fingerspell all of the time. Typically when I fingerspell, I can fingerspell for like 100 words and my hands aren't tired and hurting. But doing it, squeezing my fingers like that, it'd be like 2 to 5 words and I'm done. All right. So you can really injure yourself doing it this way. And in sign language, your hands, it's like a singer protecting their voice. There's certain things that professional singers don't do because their voice is their livelihood, right? That's their talent, their skill, their dream, their passion, their love, and their way of earning a living, right? So in sign language, it's kind of the same idea as you have got to protect your arms to your fingers at all costs, because if you don't have this, you can't communicate. Right? So you've got to protect those hands. Let's jump in how to fix it. Warm up your hands before you fingerspell. Drill the alphabet as fast as you can a few times before you start fingerspelling words. Relax your hand. Like consciously tell yourself Rochelle, relax your hand. Relax. Tell it, say it, speak it out loud. Check each letter when you're fingerspelling a word. Sometimes it can help if you don't realize you're squeezing to like consciously squeeze your hand and then release it so you can feel what it feels like to not squeeze it. And this is the feeling you want to memorize. So sometimes if you don't realize you're squeezing it, is to tell yourself squeeze, and then you might not be able to even really like squeeze that much harder. Relax it after that, like release the squeeze, and then you go, oh, that's what that feels like. Okay. And lastly, shake out your hand regularly. Just shake it like this. Okay. And you may have to build up your tolerance a little bit at a time. So definitely always make sure you warm up your hands, do different exercises, drill that alphabet a couple of times, fingerspell some words. Check, especially if this is something you do, check in with every letter in every word to make sure you're not squeezing. If you need to, you can hold your wrist as a reminder, shake your hand out after every word, and do this. And you may have to just do a couple of words at a time. And then as you get better at relaxing your hand, you'll be able to sign and practice more words. The second mistake I see is saying the letters when you are fingerspelling. So how do you know you're doing this? If you are thinking of each letter in the word that you're fingerspelling as you fingerspell it, thinking it in your head, Magical, or if you are saying it out loud, like I was, either you can hear it or you're just mouthing it. Also, if you're moving your mouth with each letter, you are probably thinking each letter, naming each letter as you fingerspell. And of course, if you're hearing the letters M-A-G-I, then you definitely know that you're saying them out loud. So why is this such a problem? Again, you're gonna be a slow fingerspeller. Number 2, did you see my hand? I was bouncing my hand. I was moving it. It wasn't necessarily like a bounce, big bounce, and I wasn't knocking, but I was moving my hand with each letter. And that adds up, and that is exhausting for somebody else to watch. We don't want to watch it bouncing, 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 bouncing. We want a smooth word, okay? But it's definitely going to affect your speed. Oftentimes, people that say the letters also squeeze their hand. So if you do say the letters, make sure you go back and double check to make sure you're not also squeezing your hand. And lastly, you can stumble and mix up your words. You're not going to be as smooth and efficient as a signer. And really, it's also going to be detrimental to your receptive fingerspelling, because we don't want to think of each of the letters as individual letters. We want to think of each fingerspelled word as a word, just like you would when you're reading a book. You're not identifying the letters, you are identifying the words. So what's the fix of this? When you're fingerspelling, and particularly when you are practicing, so practice it first before you go out in the real world and do this so that you can build that habit. But as you're practicing, I want you to stop and think, okay, I'm going to fingerspell the word magical. And if you need to take a minute and think through, how do I spell magical? Okay, M-I-G-I-C-A-L, magical. Okay, think of the word. If you need to identify the letter so you feel confident in doing it, do that first. Then think of it again as the word and then fingerspell it. When you fingerspell the word magical, for instance, I want you to say magical. So, magical. Right? Do you see the difference already? Magical. All right, that's all you do. Think of it. Now, it's best if you start this out with short words. So pick 3-4 letter words to practice this with, especially if you're new to this concept. Think of it as a word, and then it also builds your confidence, and you'll be able to be smoother and smoother, and you'll be able to make longer and longer words as you do this, okay? So every time you're fingerspelling a word, think of it as a whole word. Now, the only time that I will think of it as individual letters is if I'm showing it to help somebody spell the word. Like if my daughter was like, hey, how do you spell magical? I'd be like, M-A-G-I-C-A-L. Right? Or me and the person are discussing, now is it I-E or is it E-I for achievement or something? And so we would go A-C-H-I-E or no, A-C-H-E-I. And so then you can, in the right scenario, of course, you can think of it as individual letters, but just regular day-to-day fingerspelling, you're thinking of it as a word. And the third one is pointing your hands in the wrong direction. There are a lot of letters that violate this. The ones that I see this happen the most with are C, O, and D. And why does this happen is because you see this in fingerspelling charts. They're showing you the C hand shape, the O, and the D, but they're turning it to the side so you can see the hand, but that's not how you sign it. You have it facing forward. Every single letter needs to be facing forward except for 2, G and H. And often you can actually see G facing forward. But G and H are the only two letters that your hand should be facing the side. And then of course you have J that moves and Z that moves. But everything is facing forward. Another letter that is often done incorrectly is the P. I see some students doing this where they turn their whole hand over, the P, and it's really just supposed to be here. So if you know the letter K, here's the letter K, okay? Just drop your hand down. Just bend your hand. This index finger should be pointing straight. P, okay? P. You're gonna see people fingerspell like this where their hand is just, you just bring your hand up where it's nice and comfortable, so your hand is automatically at a slight angle rather than straight out. So they'll be at a slight angle, and so they'll be signing here. So it might look like it's sideways, but it's not. They're actually still facing their palm out to the side here. This is just a great way of protecting your wrist and relaxing. So how do you know if you're doing it? Your hand is moving a lot, like it's turning a lot when you're fingerspelling. And also, you're gonna have to check the mirror or a camera and double check to make sure, hey, oh no, you know, pick some words like your name, double check that your name, when you fingerspell your name, that you have it facing forward, especially if you have any of those tricky letters in your name. And anything, just fingerspell a whole list of words with a variety of letters in it and check. Say, oh, okay, my hand is facing forward, I'm good to go. Rochelle would be so proud of me, and I am. And that's the best way to know, honestly. If you keep turning your hands, you know, at the wrong time, you're gonna be a slow fingerspeller. It's gonna be really tricky. All three of these are really gonna impact your speed. And honestly, all three of these are gonna injure you. I cannot emphasize it enough. You have to protect your hands, your wrists, your fingers, all of it. You have to do it. If you injure them, you're gonna be seriously constrained in your communication. And of course, you'll be fingerspelling incorrectly. And we don't want that, right? I know you don't want that. You want to be the best signer you can be. And so let's learn it. It's an easy, quick fix. No big deal. Of course, there's other common mistakes in expressive fingerspelling, like mixing up the letters, like signing S when you mean A, or signing your E like this when you mean E like that. So you're like your hand shapes. Bouncing your hand, knocking your hand, and basically those are the most common fingerspelling mistakes you can make when you are the one that's fingerspelling. So I've got a fun fingerspelling practice activity for you to help you with tricky letters in transitioning and being smoother and faster and building that up. And that's coming up in the next video. So be sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on that super fun, super fast, and easy practice. It's going to have excellent benefits. If you want more fingerspelling goodness, and I know you do, check out these two videos right here.